So, now I'm gonna talk to you about what we as a society expect from individuals in the present. And, um, and the idea is to deconstruct what we should expect in the future and what we expect now. Despite of many changes throughout the years and many things that happened recently, I do think that there is still way much more to do, way much more. So first, the tools that we use today are not upgraded. And what I mean by tools are not upgraded, this means that kids and people, everyone learns in multiple and different ways. Everyone has their own way to understand the world, and everyone has their way to reach that information that allows them to build up knowledge. And for that reason, the idea that only through books and only through some kind of a specific process is the way that allows us to create individuals that can be of productive for society, doesn't in fact improve us as a society, because it frames us to a very specific and very strict model. So the tools are not upgraded. Secondly, there is a systemic aversion to what is new. What I meant by this is I don't think new things they don't come up with the actual system. What I mean is it's difficult to bring up new ways to learn in a system that is way too strict. So if we need in fact to present new ideas, to bring upon new concepts, sometimes it happens that the system by itself doesn't allow these new concepts to reach. And this in fact is an aversion to what can be new or of change. So system aversion to what is new. Thirdly, I do think that we have this way of evaluating educational skills that are not even in a way that they cannot be fruitful, because it is translated by numbers, and sometimes even things that are as abstract and out of understanding are very difficult to put a number on it. So every time that we put a number on it, we are in fact destroying the capabilities of all of the people that are involved in that progression. So in a way, it's important to understand that there is a development in the building of knowledge. However, there are some kinds of better evaluation systems that we should implement. And like I told you, this is just conceptualization. in other videos I will explain how we can do it. Relation that is not translated in real value. There is also another issue, which is there is, because this system is strict and it's built this way, there is potential, there is the probability that some people will not fit in this kind of patterns. And despite of the educational system that we have nowadays tests many different kinds of potential, it's still possible that there are people that do not fit in any of those. And this means that we should in fact implement new ways of teaching, and for that matter it's important to understand how people are learning, and from that we should allow them to reach that knowledge in any way possible, so that at the same time they can explain it and show how they reach that knowledge, even though it can be in a different model or in a different concept or perspective. So there is a lack of focal potential. Lastly, I'm not saying that this is the last one. Like I told you, everyone can join and add things, and at the same time I can add things afterwards in other videos and everything. I do think that the idea of trying to implement a universal system, it's something that doesn't resonate with the nature of humanity. And for that reason, it's important for us to deconstruct the myth of a universal system. So, however, despite of this, I do think that there is a possibility for us to translate knowledge in a different way, and I will explain it also when we talk about Wonia that I talked in previous videos, and it's specific about the way we understand what we learn and how we can visualize what we learn, and from that notion we can implement some kind of scheme that can be presented and issued and more effectively represent what each individual by itself has learned. And that is not a universal system, but is in fact a system that gets the possibility for people to know what they learn and how that they learn it and why they learn that, and in what time, for what reason. So this is some of the problems of today, and this is what we should try to reach.